Prices at the store and at the grocery pump, all of the above. Across the board, sure.
Folks, as an incredibly humble libtard, I am man enough to admit when Donald Trump is right about something. And it looks like he was right about one of the greatest threats facing our nation.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Exactly. The same thing keeping Tiffany Trump, a begrudgingly accepted member of the family, is exactly what is plaguing our federal government. It's just that the pudding the proof came in this time happened to be Trump's own press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
And I think Americans can be assured by the results President Trump had in his first term, when, again, inflation was 1.4% when he left office.
DEI! Sucking ego inflation.
Who not only, as we'll see, humiliated herself and then got utterly destroyed by the internet in spectacular fashion, but who also doesn't quite fit the mold of meritocracy that Trump apparently changed America into overnight.
In the United States of America, we get ahead and succeed by merit and merit alone.
Yes, merit. And merit alone, says RNC chairwoman Lara, hold on, let me get my glasses, Trump.
Also, I am like 99% sure Trump has at one point creepily referred to this woman as pudding. Because he's not just a bloated orange skin tag, he's got some of that old school creep in him.
I now pronounce you Mr. and Mrs. Chocolate Chip Jello Pudding Pops. Aren't they delicious?
So let's break down this humiliating saga of the lies and fuckery of MAGA. Watch the clip of White House Barbie flubbing it harder than Trump on the golf course. And then take a mind-cleansing seat by the fire as we peruse the ever so blissfully brutal roasting that the internet was thankfully able to provide. Because genuinely, folks, it seems like memes are the only way to stay sane today. White House Barbie was apparently asked today when Americans can expect grocery prices to come down, and she struggled to answer that question. Take a listen.
How long will it take to cycle through and get some of the actual prices that Americans are paying to come down?
Prices at the store and at the grocery pump, all of the above. Across the board, sure. Well, the president is doing everything he can, obviously, to reduce the cost of living crisis in this country as quickly as possible. That's why he signed a litany of executive orders across the board. In the first couple of weeks here, he declared a national energy emergency. He committed to cutting 10 regulations for every new one on the book. As you know, working for a Fox Business-related outlet, deregulation and energy independence are huge drivers of reducing inflation in this country. And I think Americans can be assured by the results President Trump had in his first term, when, again, inflation was 1.4% when he left office.
Is it months or is it a year? And will Americans have the patience to wait for it?
I don't have a timeline, but the president is doing everything that he possibly can to reduce cost of living for Americans at home.
And you might have missed it in the fluff of that non-answer, but apparently she referred to the grocery pump.
Prices at the store and at the grocery pump, all of the above. Across the board, sure.
An apparent mix of gas pump and grocery store. And within 15 minutes of the flub, someone had created an account on Blue Sky for the, quote, grocery pump. And its bio hilariously reads, Karoline Leavitt invented me. I pump out groceries at high prices. Eggs are now $500 a gallon. But it gets better. Because Michael Steele, the former Republican Party chair, cracked this joke in response, saying, but on day one, Trump told us I won on groceries. Very simple word, groceries. We're going to bring those prices way down. I want my prices at the grocery pump to go down now. I can't afford the eggs I need to put in my tank. Additionally, Tom Hardracourt, a former reporter for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, said, White House Barbie will have a complete meltdown one day, mark my word. The constant lying and avoiding direct answers cannot hold up under scrutiny. She is in over her head. And we talked about this previously in another video too. He's right, she really doesn't have many other qualifications other than failing to run for a Congress and sucking up to Trump and working for him in, based on this context, I can only assume was a complete bullshit role.
I'm Karoline Leavitt, and New Hampshire's my home. I grew up here in a business family, then worked for President Trump, fighting against the fake news and political elite. Now, they're back. Biden, Pelosi, Chris Pappas are destroying our economy, brainwashing our children, and allowing illegals to invade.
But then again, as we've all seen, being a sycophantic propaganda mouthpiece is basically your way into a Trump White House.
Are themselves DEI hires for one particular identity that they possess, the ass kisser.
The president's leadership has been remarkable during this crisis. Mr. President, you make our jobs a lot easier.
I want to echo what the Transportation Secretary said about your leadership. Thank you for your leadership and courage on that, sir.
I think you make a really important point on that, Mr. President.
The president is right.
And again, I want to thank you for your leadership, Mr. President.
DEI, sucking ego inflation.
And it's so true. I mean, how incompetent do you have to have a project manager at NBC News quoting you saying, the grocery pump? Okay, that's a new one. Tell me you've never been inside a grocery store without telling me. I know this seems funny and kind of trivial, but the truth is it's really just emblematic of the hypocrisy of this entire administration, and on a deeper level, rooted in the incompetency of the entire administration. Hell, the last time Leavitt spoke on the issue, she blamed the mass killing of chickens by Joe Biden's administration for high egg prices. Like, we are not just fighting Dementia Don here anymore, folks. We are fighting the fascist fuckery that will lead directly to the slippery slope to idiocracy, if we're not there already.
I know it's bad right now, with all that starving bullshit. And the dust storms, and we running out of French fries and burrito coverings.
Yeah. And if that is something that you would like to stop from happening, then please consider dropping a like on the video, joining the resistance by subscribing to the Really American channel for more videos like these. And thank you all for watching. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I will see you all in the next one.